This is a Headgum podcast.
Are you coming from the airport?
I'm going to the airport.
Going to the airport.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Cheers.
You have your choice.
Oh, great.
Based on, any number of things, really.
Color aesthetics.
Yeah. Okay. Comfort.
This means I'm a conservative guy in the red chair?
Unless you're in the UK, and then it's the opposite.
Choose wisely.
Do you want water or anything?
Yeah, sure, if I can.
Yeah.
Water, seltzer, Coke.
Water. Thank you.
So you were here, and now you're going back.
I'm going to LA, yeah.
Okay. You psyched?
It's the same thing, isn't it? Always. I'm going to go to the beach. I went to the beach yesterday in New York for the first time in a long time.
How was it?
Rockaway.
Yeah.
It's, it's dirtier than LA, but it's not that bad.
I haven't been in 2 years, and I took my daughter out there, but it was I liked it, but it was disturbingly warm. This was like the beginning of July, and it shouldn't be that nice yet. And it was nice. It was really nice, but I was like, okay, but I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily.
It's nice at this moment.
Yeah, it was disturbing to be that nice.
Do we do these?
If you want, I don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Then I won't.
There's no reason to. I'm not playing any, unless...
You don't
Nicole,
have a backbeat?
Do you have fun stuff to cue? Did you cue up some fun stuff that we got to listen through the cans?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. All right. So what were you doing here?
I like this exit interview. It's a nice way to leave a city.
What do you mean?
It's like, what were you doing?
It was like the opposite. It's like the opposite of the customs.
Right. Yeah. It's like, okay. So how was your?
What was your point? What was your point? What was your point being here? What's the deal?
I did a short film that I was had a few lines in. And he put me up with everything. So then I used that opportunity. I parlayed that into also doing a small show.
Oh, great. Where was it?
It was in Brooklyn at a place called the Branded Saloon.
Oh, shit. That's right up the street from me.
That is.
Literally, yeah. Wow. Oh, it's gay.
It is
a gay show.
It's a gay show.
It's straight friendly gay show.
It is, yeah. Well, no, but I put up a warning sign that says, be gay, all ye who enter here.
I've never seen your gay-centric material.
What? I thought that's how you first saw me.
No, I saw your material, in which you spoke about being gay, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't consider it.
Right.
There's I have always...
You didn't see me do the lavender circuit.
No, I did not.
It's the same shit. I do the same shit as I do at straight venues, but they just appreciate it less.
Because you're acting on stereotypes?
No, because it's like it's not, I don't know. It's just stand up, and that's not really. I'm complaining too much, but that's
no. I get it. I can see that, especially. Yeah, I get it.
It's not just me. This is like a perennial complaint of the gay comedians.
Yeah,
they don't really go for it. And
right.
Oh, okay.
What if you tell them? Well, now you have to buy it.
Honey, we got to find a place to put the Headgum box. Don't ask how much.
I'm working it off slowly.
I got to do 4 more appearances.
What was I going to say?
The gays.
Stand up in particular. Here's the thing. I'm a couple of different cultural types or whatever, and I have never understood. It is so wildly unappealing to me, the idea of one specific kind of comedy for a night. And you see it with a night of Jewish comedy, a night of feminist comedy, a night of gay comedy, a night, pick it. And the idea of 90 plus minutes of a bunch of different people going up there just doing shit about, being whatever.
Stepping on the same premises.
Crazy.
It could be tough.
So
right?
unappealing to me.
I like to, yes.
Just give me one gay guy. All I need is one.
You need one per show?
Give me a Jew. Give me a black. Give me a Latinx, whatever they call themselves. Give me a trans. Give me a gay. Give me a... you could feminist, and you're done.
You could run for office. You could run for mayor of New York City.
Yeah, well, that's part of my part of my plan. I'm not an ex-cop.
Well, then you can't.
Corrupt.
You won't win. You can run.
No, I won't win. I promise I'm not corrupt.
You have the beard of a mayor of New York City from the 1800s.
That's what I asked for.
Tammany Hall guy. Give me the Tammany.
When I went to Arthur Smith. What's his name? Arthur Smith? Wasn't he the mayor for a long... When I read that Power Broker.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the guy?
Yeah, he was the mayor that was friendly with... what's his face?
Conklin?
Guy. No, the guy who ruined New York, who started out as a really...
Robert Moses?
Yeah. Started out as a really... somewhat altruistic kind of guy, all about the people, and then just along the way just got corrupted by his own need for power and to do things his way, and he just...
Too bad I've never seen that as like a story arc of some kind.
Yeah.
Someone should make a story like that.
They tried to make into a play, and they did make it into a play, and it did not succeed. Yeah. Actually, about Robert Moses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
tough to cram all those highways into a stage.
Well, if you put miniatures and then project them on the back.
It would have made... They should have had Brio.
With this music, like... Hey, Mac, I'm trying to drive here.
The musical horn. And you have... Get some guy, to like a Brio expert to put like little like tracks around it.
There you go.
Or Hot Wheels or whatever.
You know what, James? Let me...
Is there a better stage picture somewhere else?
No, I'm gonna. We're talking with James Adomian, the very, very funny, smart, passionate James Adomian, co-star of the movie Hits.
Thank you.
And James, I think now would be a great opportunity for you to tell the folks about my upcoming tour, the end of the beginning of the end. Here's a hat that I got a sample in the mail yesterday.
It's the end of the beginning of the end.
Tour, yeah. And you, for dates...
It's a fresh hat. It's got a couple of like factory wrinkles on it.
Yeah, it's brand new. So check my website, officialdavidcross.com, see if I'm coming to your city. 44 cities in America in the beginning. Then we go to Canada, then Europe, UK, then back to America. And that's a detail from the poster, the artwork.
So the poster encompasses more than that.
Yes.
But that's a zoom in. Almost, and it looks like you're targeted.
I am.
Okay,
I am
good.
targeted. So what do you got coming up? Is there anything you'd like to plug?
Doing my special is out.
Oh.
My first stand-up special is out now in its preview form on the website for 800 Pound Gorilla.
Okay.
800poundgorillamedia.com. It's called Path of Most Resistance, and it's available widely to rent and purchase and stream on September 19th.
Great. Yeah, how'd you find 800 Pound Gorilla?
You know what? My album from 2012 had become unavailable due to link rot. And so
what is link rot?
Link rot is when the internet like decays and like something that people either something good or something, it doesn't matter if it's good or not, but just something goes away because
somebody not buying
somebody stops maintaining the thing, or a company buys a company and they get rid of all their servers.
Right.
So it happens over time where like things that people were like, oh, it's on the internet, just aren't there anymore. So 800 Pound Gorilla, 800 Pound Gorilla stepped in and reposted my album. So I liked working with them for that. That album was called Low Hanging Fruit, and
I get it.
Thank you. I like I like to have.
Oh, you get it?
Have you ever had anything that had more than one meaning in any of your stuff?
You mean almost like a double
intention
meaning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a
Never,
hidden meaning
never.
of Mr. Show of some kind?
Well, it was supposed to be Mrs. Howe, and then the punctuation got changed because we had the posters were made in
that
China.
Before. You must have.
No, but we had a bit where we it was called. Yeah.
Oh, right. So yeah, the 800-pound gorilla was good to me. They were good to me, and I
They're
like
great.
to stick with people who are good to me.
I had such a bad, I mean, in numerous ways, and I had been warned to, in the defense of all the people who were disappointed in me that I went with Comedy Dynamics, that was just a terrible experience, and I had been warned by a number of people, and
I don't know much about them.
well, they're not good.
They put out the special I did with Anthony Atamanuik, Trump versus Bernie, but I didn't pay much attention to it because right after it came out, everyone forgot about Bernie Sanders. So it was like, all right, get with the times, pal.
No, it was a bad deal. They were not. It was Oh Come On was put out on that platform or whatever. Anyway, but I've been with 800-pound gorilla since, and they're great.
They're good. Yeah. Have you seen their office in Nashville?
Yeah, I've been down there.
I went down there to micromanage the edit of the thing, you know.
That is one big positive for me, is that I assumed I was going to have to go to Nashville for 3 days or whatever, sitting, over the editor's shoulder, which has happened before. And that guy, Dave, is great. And
Dave Shambam.
Yeah.
He's so good.
And I didn't have to leave. I didn't have to go to Nashville for 3 days.
You did it remotely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just gave notes and we talked for,
right.
However long it took, and then it got done. He's good. He's really good.
He is great. And I was there in the room with him, and we did it in 2 days.
Oh, that's nice. Well,
we had a fun time with him, I mean.
Yeah, but that's a luxury if you can knock it out in 2 days. That's amazing.
Yes, because I realized I have a problem with emails, and it would have never gotten finished. If I
realize you have a problem with emails.
God damn!
What does that mean?
Well, thank you. That was something that we can unpack.
You're welcome, James.
It's a breakthrough. I can feel on the verge of a breakthrough of some kind. It's just a work habits problem where if it's on email and it doesn't get handled immediately, then it's.
I think most people share that.
Right. It would have happened. It would still be. I would still be editing it.
Right. I understand. That is a way to, if you have the luxury of going to Nashville for a couple days, and then that's a great way to do it. And then
that's the highest luxury.
Of being able to go to Nashville for a couple days, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of Nashville?
The bar district.
The bar district?
I don't know what
Have you ever been to Dino's?
Probably.
Oh, it's
Is
great.
it the dart bar?
No.
They have a bunch of darts in Nashville.
I didn't know that.
They have like dart throwing professionals who are like
really?
And they're very welcoming though. They're like, you want to throw? And I'm like, well, I'm not. And they're like, anybody can. Come on. Like very welcoming.
Did they teach you? Did they stand behind you and sort of take your hand and guide you?
They took my hand.
And then it was slowly, erotically.
Yes. There was like a shaky but masculine hand that cupped mine.
and then just the lips right by your ears, like just.
And he said,
lightly.
You don't need to aim for the middle.
Flick the tip.
Just throw it.
Flick the tip. Yeah.
The feather will take it where it goes.
I did not know there was a darts scene in Nashville.
Maybe it's just one bar that I was hanging out at.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you serious? We went to one bar?
I don't know.
That had darts, and now Nashville's like the epicenter of darts in America?
I can't account for this because I was just working. And
why would I listen to anything you say now?
That's a good point. I guess, I don't know, I'm paying for this by the minute, right?
Yes.
So I have a few more minutes to burn up.
Yeah, but a dime a minute. It's not expensive.
That's how this show works, by the way.
That's how much I earn.
It's the equivalent of the old late night infomercials where it was like, tell me one more thing.
I really enjoyed that it was somewhat short-lived, but the era where the infomercial evolved to where they were trying to sort of did away with the pretense of an audience, and they actually had like little kind of sketches, sitcom-y type things where people would meet in the kitchen for breakfast or something. You remember the one for the bullet, right? The blender?
Yes.
And they had a similar one for nonstick pans, but it was like it's a sitcom stage, right? So you're a kitchen.
Right.
With multi-camera, no audience, and then and there were characters like the guy, and you can imagine the breakdown in the casting, like slovenly but avuncular, uncle who
I'm going out for those roles right now.
And he comes in the bathrobe and he needs coffee and, whatever. And then, it was the best part of the infomercial.
Do you think
era.
that there's like a anatomy or like a through line of different directing styles and infomercials that it's like, what did they get hired away from? Where like the guys who get hired away from multicam sitcoms, that's like, I'm bringing my vision to this.
Oh, I'm sure. And always with a little cut of the back end. I'm willing to give up. I know you're paying me scale. Less than scale? Okay, I know you're paying me less than scale, but I'm willing to give up some of that for a little bit of the back end because I think we're going to revolutionize infomercials. Do you remember there was one where there was a lady who was smoking? She was like an old, what I imagine J.D. Vance pictures with the, childless cat ladies. She's got a cigarette. And you imagine her character's name is Blanche, even though they don't talk. And she's like, "What are you doing with these pans?" Do you remember any of these?
I remember the ones. Look at the infomercial. The kinds I saw. There was one guy that was like he didn't blink. When I was in high school. It was the era of. I do remember the ones that had the big audiences where it's like, ooh, ah.
Oh yeah.
But they had moved on to
that
like
was the second phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy that never blinked that was in Palm Beach or something that was like, the third way to make money that I stumbled onto. And
that guy, he was in Chicago.
Okay.
He was a younger guy.
he was younger. Yeah. He always had like sports cars and girls in bikinis to show you what would happen if you flipped
believe
houses.
that guy was, I don't want to get in any trouble here, but I believe that guy, the guy I'm thinking of, was convicted of some kind of fraud.
I can't. Do you have proof for these claims?
Nicole! Fraud.
The guy who said
infomercial. I think it was Chicago. As a younger guy, real estate, I want to say.
Yeah, he would like, the third way to make money that I stumbled onto is buying and listing properties.
Yeah, that's him. I think he ended up getting in trouble.
Recently, I think his name was Don West, the Beanie Babies guy, passed away. And he had become a wrestling announcer.
I'm so sorry.
But he was
I'm sorry for your loss.
I think his name was Don West, but he was the guy that you would tune in when you were flipping channels, and you would come past him screaming about baseball cards or Beanie Babies interchangeably with the same enthusiasm.
I don't remember like a
unreal, folks, unreal. And you would see his hands, because he was mostly off camera, and there were just some Beanie Baby. This is unprecedented. A blueberry precious Beanie Baby. Only 3 left, folks. Get on the horn.
Right. I know those guys who were on the home shopping club.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they would they would flip, the hour would change over from Beanie Babies, and then he would be equally like, a Mark McGuire rookie card.
Are you shitting me?
We watched it like a comedy show.
Sure.
It was delightful.
Have you ever seen the clip of the guy who's demonstrating it's like a 3-level ladder that kind of does, it can be like a bench, or it can fold into different
foldable furniture. Yes.
Yeah, and it's a ladder, and then he wipes out, he extends it, and he goes up, and he wipes out, and he, much like the grape stomping lady, knocks the wind out of him, and he is fucked up. I mean, That fucking hurt in a major way. Like things looked like things were broken and stuff.
Was this an outtake, or did it make it to
No,
air?
no, it was a I think it was live. They didn't give a shit,
Right.
know? And yeah, it's available on the internet, but it's pretty funny.
I'll wait until link rot sinks in.
Yeah.
Link rot also does sound like a disease from the old times.
It does.
Yeah, mother came down with a case of link rot.
Or a shitty band.
Ew!
A band playing at the very
I hate link rot.
very beginning of they open for the people who open for the people who open for the people at Insane Clown Posse. Link rot.
We are link rot. Go to our website. You can't anymore.
Oh, they're vaguely English.
I think so.
Oh, they were born in England but moved here when they were like
Well, no, they're doing the
8 or
Green
9.
Day thing where they're pretending to be English when they sing their songs.
All right. But you were talking. You weren't that was them.
We also do that because that's how
stage.
we see merch plugged.
That's banter.
Go to it's all explained on our website, linkrot.com. It doesn't work. You didn't pay the server.
Truth in advertising. What's in a name, right?
Let me try to. Did you see? They had This was. I don't remember which came first. If it became before or after Billionaires with Palm Trees. But the era of infomercial where it was like the black and white reenactments of like, why? Oh, tired of shaving.
Oh yeah. Oh, that stuff's the guy who can't sit in his lawn chair is one of my favorites. Have you seen that? Like he's trying to get the. I used to do pepper all my earlier stand up. There would always be like, "There's got to be a better way."
There's got to be a better way.
And the guy who can't sit in his folding lawn chair is one of my favorites.
Yep.
I mean, he just can't work it. And he's like, and then there's the guy. Also, this was colors, wasn't black and white. He's trying to sit down in like a lounge. What do you call him? Like a Barca lounger. One of those lazy boy type things.
The easiest thing to do.
He's got popcorn and he's got a drink.
That's
right. You remember that guy?
He's,
and I can't. What? Oh, God damn it! Again.
He can't pop it back.
He can't. He hasn't figured out. He's just so impatient. He wants to sit down with all the shit. He can't like set his popcorn down, then or set the drink down, then just set one of the things down, lie back, use your feet to extend the chair, and then pick up the other thing.
You should they should send you in as like a mid-season replacement coach to teach people in these infomercial scenarios how to sit down or get up or whatever.
And to completely negate the necessity
The
of
necessity,
the product. Yeah. And all those things. And the shaving one, I remember shaving like, ow!
Yeah, that where they were like intentionally who lays a razor to their skin and goes in the first place.
I've got 6 seconds to shave my legs. My current favorite commercial that makes me laugh, smile, even if I'm by myself, and I've seen it, dozens of times, and I can't remember which razor company it's for. It's like the guy who's, I'm going to say, late 20s, is like, this ain't your father's razor, and then the dad is like in a separate box, and he goes, hey! And so the guy, and it's really, they have a longer one and a quick one. But the fact that this guy would be offended by the guy saying, this ain't your dad, like, hey, watch it. He says, watch it, I think.
It's not good enough for you?
I don't know what the dad is upset about.
Yeah.
Exactly, Foley. He goes, this ain't your father's razor. Hey, watch it.
Watch it. What if he...
What? Why? What? It's not.
Watch your mouth. I'll come over there and slap your fucking face.
Well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what.
How dare you talk to your father? What if he was a little more abusive?
Yeah, exactly.
Shut the fuck up, you little wimp.
I want to see if I wasn't in a remotely in a remote area, I'd fucking come over there and smack the shit out of you to back talk me. What do you know about razors? What do you know about my razor?
You come in with that razor talk, I'll take a razor to your fucking face myself. Yeah.
Hey, watch it.
Was it passed? He was like, it was passed down generation to generation. I got this razor from my father.
Yes, exactly.
But you stops with you?
Yeah. No son of mine. No Callahan. Listen to me. The Callahans use one razor and one razor only. I got these kids out there going, my razor's not good enough. These kids today.
I will
newfangled.
not. I will not live for this. I will grow my beard out. I will grow a beard rather than.
You are disowned until you use a razor. Doesn't have to be my razor, but the same brand. How dare you switch brands of razors to a more technically advanced razor? If my razor isn't good, it was good enough for my father, my father's father, and my father's father's father, who came over on the Mayflower with that razor. Shaved an entire Indian population. Get out of my house. But Dad, I'm just, get out!
Anyway, Razor Club. Razor Club, look us up on our website. Linkrot.com.
Hey, watch it.
We got it from this band that wasn't using it.
Hey, want to learn a new language? Well, the best way is to uproot your entire life, drop yourself in the middle of a new country, and figure it out from there. But if you're not ready for that, you can still learn a language the next best way. That's with Babbel. Speak like a whole new you with Babbel, the science-backed language learning app that gets you talking. Babbel's 10-minute lessons are quick and handcrafted by over 200 language experts, ready to get you talking your new language in 3 weeks. Because talking is the key to really knowing any language. Designed by real people for having real conversations, Babbel gets you talking. Babbel's tips and tools are grounded in the real-life stuff you'll actually need. Everything is focused on conversation, so you'll be ready to talk wherever you go. Need a tampon? Babbel's got you covered. Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. Don't just take my word for it. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and beyond continue to prove Babbel works. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college? With over 16 million subscriptions sold, Babbel's 14 award-winning language courses are backed by a 20-day money-back guarantee, so no pressure. Buy Babbel, we'll travel. Here's a special limited-time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/senses. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/senses, spelled BABBEL.com/senses. Rules and restrictions may apply. Let's tell the folks. I don't know if I think Hits is available on my website.
Good question. What is available on the internet anymore?
There was an article by, I don't know the site. They were very, very nice, but it was like one of these, pop culture. They talk about movies and TV shows and CDs and things. And there was a thing that just came out because I have a Google alert for increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret. And, every couple of months it'll pop up, and usually talking about Will Arnett. But yeah, he's doing like Lego Masters or something. And then, but that's how I'll know. That's how I keep track of Will Arnett's career.
I would like to imagine that your entire knowledge of what's happening in the world is filtered through your Google results that you have emailed to you.
That's the only one I have an alert for. I have an alert for because it's also so.
But then you go down you click through all the links and it's you find out something about the Federal Reserve because of your Google results.
Yeah, I now know that I didn't back then, but I recently discovered Sandy Hook was a false flag.
Sure. It was advertised next to the story.
Yeah, and I only know that through my increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret alert. And but the person was talking about how you can't see it. He was the person. I think it's a male. I don't remember male, female, but they were like, it was one of those like the best shows you can't see or something. So I don't even know if it's out there. But, and the same thing applies to Hits. I'm pretty sure you can see Hits on my channel or website. I'm not sure of that, though. But anyway, Hits was a movie that I wrote and directed that James... there were a handful of people. I wrote the characters with them in mind. I did that with you and Derek and Matt Walsh. Derek Waters. And
he wrote this character, Donovan, with me in mind. And Hits came out in 2013?
I think 14.
14, yes. 2014. And we filmed it in 2013. And my character was Donovan. And it's great that he thought of me before he wrote it, because he's like an insufferable... an insufferable, bespoke
Brooklyn just
and I was like, oh, this is how David sees me.
And with like, no, it's not how I see you. I just know you could play that person so well. Right. And also, you know, that person, the well-meaning, but just annoying, cloying kind of precious.
Yeah. And this was a decade ago. So it was like, let's hop in the zip car.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
And
you had me making my own glue. And there was a big vat of wood chips where I was like...
No, you made your own artisanal cardboard boxes.
It was cardboard boxes, but I was like smelling the wood chips.
Yeah. But
we kept lingering on that shot.
But you also were like... It really... Your character believed that it's like, listen, we're so wrapped up in this idea of farm to table. And this is all good. This is great. But what about the cardboard box? Why are we so quick to go, let's just mass produce a cardboard box? And this way, you know that it's sourced. It's ethically sourced. And you made your own cardboard boxes because that's, to me, the logical extension of that stupid shit. You know?
Right.
Like...
When you start verbing the same things in the same way, are you interested in ethical sourcing? One of the more annoying things I heard, like a guy like that say on the street. It was in L.A. and it was outside of a bookstore, and he was getting people to sign up for things. You know, the petition seekers. For a charity that pretends that it's better than it is. And
what is it?
I forget which one it was, but one of the global development charities or whatever.
Right.
And he does the thing where he kind of like walks backwards with you while you're walking.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes
he's
like,
fun and quirky.
Yeah, he's fun and quirky. And he goes like, hey, do you have a minute to take a micro action? And I was like, you're not allowed. You can't coin that on me. I don't have to live in a world where I accept micro action as a thing.
Oh God.
Because they took microaggression and flipped it into a positive thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can reject that math. I don't have to live in this world.
It's the idea of a fun way of articulating that this won't take but a second, right. And it's a good thing. And you're going to do a mitzvah. Maybe give that to the Orthodox who have the mitzvah tanks here in New York. Like, excuse me, are you Jewish? You got time for a micro action?
The guys that go around. I'm not Jewish, but I get sometimes the guys.
You could look. You
sure.
could pass.
Yeah, and I get it occasionally where sometimes they need to have like a certain number of guys to pray or something.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I get asked.
Yeah, you need a minion, but with the mitzvah tank is, they wrap you in the tefillin very quickly, and then they pray very quickly. They got it down. I mean, you're in and out in 90 seconds.
We gays do something like that too. If I don't know if somebody ever think you look gay, and they're like, "Excuse me, are you gay?" We have to have a few guys over here. We do this ritual.
Oh. I was slow on the. Excuse me, my friend. Are you gay?
Are you gay?
But with that Jewish accent,
right? Well, that's how gays sound. Also, yeah. It's very confusing.
Excuse me, my friend. Are you gay? And are you a gay Jew? We have a ritual bath.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's the. I didn't think of anything else for it.
Okay.
It was good. That was good though.
It seems a bit short.
For a riff?
No, the whole episode.
Oh wow, that's it, huh?
Well, I mean, if you got nothing else.
Is this, if it doesn't go any better, did the awards and stuff start disappearing from the shelves?
Link rot, award rot. Yep.
In real time.
Mm-hmm. They disappear, they fade.
Dematerializing.
None of these are for me. This is for, these are all for Kill Tony.
Ah, right.
Something I did not know existed until a couple weeks ago. And this is true of, I'm going to say 99% of the podcasts out there or something. And I'll pass by, and this happened. I was driving by the Paramount Theater, brand new. It's an old theater in Brooklyn that they refurbished, and it is beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful.
From more than 100 years ago?
Yeah. It's
beautiful.
Yeah. And
that stuff.
And it's just, they did an amazing job. And I'm not sure how many it seats, but it's got a couple thousand, And so they just had their big opening, and they've got this whole list of folks who are performing there. And, most of them I knew, I was familiar with bands and stuff like that. And then there's Kill Tony, sold out, 2 sold out shows. And I'm like, what? What kind of music is Kill Tony? No, it's a podcast.
Uh-huh.
Wait, a podcast is selling out?
Right.
A podcast. And I've done a bunch of those. I've done several shows at like Town Hall for people who have a podcast that's coming through town or whatever. And it's amazing to me that stand-up won't sell out, but people just goofing, shooting the shit. And I'm glad for them. I'm glad that everybody's happy. There's certainly not a bad thing, but it's just like, wow, there's like theater that doesn't, like people struggle to get seats, people in the seats.
Right. Well, like then the next thing after that is going to be people like watching and commenting on a podcast. That they're like the Twitch guys that watch and comment on podcasts
live at town, sold out at
and that'll
Paramount
be sold
Theater.
Out.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I mean, it's just
the guys that do a speed watch of a podcast.
Right.
This won't sell out.
No.
Town Hall, but some guys will like watch it on double time speed along with like 3 other episodes, and that will sell out.
That will sell out,
and we won't be a part of it.
No. To be fair, I did 2 shows in LA at what's the theater? The Hollywood Forever Cemetery Theater.
Yeah, it's the Masonic Theater.
Yeah, it's great.
There.
It's a really great theater, really nice, well run. And I did 2 live versions of this that sold out, but also partly because one guest was Patton Oswalt, one was Tim Heidecker. So,
I sold out the Branded Saloon in Brooklyn earlier this weekend on I think it was Friday night, and it was packed. It was full of people. It was great.
Oh, and it was also open streets. Vanderbilt has open streets.
There were open streets adjacent to it, yes, which was very cool.
Yeah. They started that during COVID. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, and it was, it was like the capacity was like 25 people, but I packed it out. They had that in LA, but it didn't work, and I'm still bitter about it. They called it slow streets or something, and angry, aggressive drivers just vetoed it. And we're like, we're not allowing this to be the law.
Yeah,
and would plow over the things or pick them up and put them in their pickup trucks and say, like, this is no longer a pedestrian safe street. And the city of Los Angeles reacted by going like, well, it's a rarely used part of our city charter that an angry driver can just decide that the law is different.
Where did they try to have the closed
Los Feliz, all different neighborhoods.
Yeah,
and there was in the Valley and Los Feliz, and you would see it in different areas, but not connected. It was a different.
No. I mean, yeah, the same thing here.
Smaller streets.
Yeah, we had. But what did they have? Like Vermont or Hillhurst or something?
No, like Finley.
That's
like,
it?
Finley streets.
They wouldn't allow. That's a residential street.
Yes, they would do it even on residential streets. The drivers wouldn't accept it because there was a precious,
But
necessary shortcut.
What's the point of having closing down a residential street?
That you can walk because everybody was walking and crowding on the
There's
sidewalks.
sidewalks.
Oh my God! So it was you.
No, I'm
It
saying
was you.
if you're
drove out.
if you're gonna have an
you did
open
a cannonball
street,
run out to L.A. and you drove around all the residential slow streets.
do you know the cannonball is a real thing? The
I know.
cannonball run. I
did
didn't
it-
know that.
They broke the record in 2020.
I didn't. I was doing. I was in Copenhagen doing shows there, and at my hotel, it's filled with the kind of folks you might imagine are part of it, and it's international, and it was crazy. I mean, it was so cool though. But they did a cannonball run. This is in Copenhagen,
Whoa.
and they had fancy cars, and they all.
Specifically the drive from New York to L.A.?
No, it was.
Or was it from Copenhagen to
It was
Dusseldorf?
it was somewhere in Europe. They were doing a cannonball run idea in Europe.
The fastest person to drive from Warsaw
But also
to Paris.
you have to go through customs. You have to go through borders.
Well, there's the Shenzhen shared customs zone. So if you're in most of the European countries, there's
Oh, right.
you know.
But what if you're American? There
without
were
a
definitely Americans there.
Well, it does slow down some of the American partners. Maybe they would just have to wave a passport.
I wonder unless it was some
Or
convention-y
of
thing?
course you would be the American like Smokey and the Bandit, and you'd blow through some European checkpoint, and then there would be
and
the
then
magistrate.
Boss Hogg would.
But he's European, so he's like, we must stop this Smokey guy.
Jackie Gleason is the
We're no longer
German
allowed to
redneck sheriff.
flaunt our laws here in Alsace. And he would get into
I'm going to get that rascal.
Yeah, we will parallel him on the high-speed rail.
Oh man, that was there was a scene from Smokey and the Bandit that was shot at the exit, my exit off of I-85 in Roswell, Georgia, and it was very exciting for
From
us
the
when I
original
was a
movie?
kid. Yeah, when I was a kid.
Boom, doom, 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 eastbound and down.
Loaded up and trucking.
it would be played
We're
on the
gonna
zither,
do what they
like-
said can't be done.
Like the
we got
third
a
one.
long way to go and a short time to get there. Look out, something.
Oh, I told Bandit run.
Yeah.
We don't accept this song because it celebrates the ones we are trying to bring to justice.
What he goes, we're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got something in Texarkana, and the boys are thirsty in Atlanta.
Yep.
And we got
There's beer in Texarkana. Also,
Yeah.
the supply chain was a lot more limited back then. You had to get it from Texarkana.
which is a
Because they need
region
beer in Atlanta.
It's not even a place; it's a region.
They
it's
had
like
no other suppliers in the Georgia.
straight to Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah, Atlanta, which is was a booming metropolis.
Even back then, a very large
Yeah,
city, yes.
and they didn't have beer. They couldn't. Didn't have their own access to beer.
Maybe
You had
they
to
just
get it.
didn't have enough of the right kind. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that was
I just remembered something. Oh my God. Would you please do, this is one of the funniest things.
I don't know if I remember. What is it?
Oh, it's so funny. It's one or the other, but it's Louis C.K. putting Mark Maron to bed.
Oh God, it's been a long time.
It's
I haven't
the
done that in so long.
funniest motherfucking thing. It's so spot on.
Okay, I'm trying to remember this. It was like
It's
yeah,
Louis putting Mark to
tucking
bed,
him
right?
to bed, I think,
Or
where it
Mark
was like-
no, it's Louis tucking Mark in. to
Yeah, where
bed.
he's like, I know it's bedtime, but I feel unsatisfied. Like there's something else I'm supposed to do. Right, but it's dark. There's like nothing else to do. And then he's like touching the back wall. The day is gone. Yeah, but just because the sun is blocked, I mean, they have to play by their rules. I know it's fucked, but there's a shadow everywhere. God, that's a long time
Have you ever
ago.
done that? Like
I just
anywhere?
did it at live shows.
God damn it, that's funny. It's and just the concept too. Louis C.K. tucking Mark Maron into bed.
Right. There's Mark. It's quiet. That's the best time to sleep, if any.
I want to come up with different scenarios, like
Of those two?
yeah,
Oh, that would be great.
like
Well, there's just beer in Texarkana. I don't even drink.
Louis. How about Louis C.K.
They're
taking-
thirsty in Atlanta.
Louis taking Mark Maron to Dave and Buster's.
Oh, okay, all right. It's my birthday. We're doing this. You do the birthday thing. I got there's drinks and there's ground squirrels that you hit them with a hammer. I'm not into the whole skee ball thing. I feel like they're getting away with something. It's just there's a wooden ball and you roll it.
God damn. Oh my Lord. God damn, that's funny.
Yeah, but you get in the bucket and it says 25 and it just comes back down. That's what skee ball is.
I want to see a road movie with these guys. Of just them in the car arguing about
Fuck, man. I did. Mark Maron was. I've done impressions of a lot of comedians, and he was the one that gave me. They're always either, I don't sound like that, boo, or wow, you got me. Mark Maron had a unique reaction where he gave constructive notes.
Yeah.
First of all, he burst into the green room and someone had ratted me out, and he was like, I heard you've been doing an impression of me. Do it tonight on stage. And so I had to do it in front of him, and I'm like young and scared, so I'm like, I had to do it ahead of him going on stage. And then after the show,
it's just spot on for both of those guys.
well, you sit on a stool. I would sit on a stool and be like, yeah, I don't need this. To the audience. Yeah, man, I don't know. You don't want to laugh? I don't want to do it. And then he after the show, he was like, yeah, that was good. That was good. But you said something. What was it? You said the thing. He said something about a stool. And I was like, right. Yeah, I said I'm a brain suffering on a stool. And he goes, that's not it. That's not it. I'm not just intellectually suffering. I'm also, I have heart. I'm giving back.
Oh my Lord, that's so Mark. I love him, but the thing that he used to say, and it was intentional, and there was a purpose to it, because he would get you married the idea of his anxiety with he used to like drink a lot and
Right.
and party a lot, and then he'd say, "Are we good? Are we good?"
We good.
And then I go, "Yeah, why? Okay, last night. All right, we're good. Okay, we good?"
Oh, that dates back to that time.
Yeah. He
didn't
would say
realize
that
that.
all the time, and it was like, and he's, we're hanging out. We wouldn't be hanging out if things weren't good.
Right.
All the time. Are we
Mark
good?
was very influential on me and a lot of people. He was
Yeah.
he was like one of the guys that would do all the dumb shows around LA when I started. Him and Pepitone were even
Eddie.
like some show in a basement, like at a hotel. Those guys would show up, and
Good. I mean, that's where.
learned a lot watching them.
Yeah. No, I mean, and he's true to himself, which is nice, and you don't often see that.
You like this chili? You try this chili.
Do you do other comics?
Nope, just I have a mono obsession with taking him down. No, right? Yes, I have. I did. Okay, this was. I don't think any of this made it into the special. That
Do you
would.
do Jeselnik?
Not really.
Okay. Do you do Mike
That
Birbiglia?
joke was great.
I'm trying to think of people who have a very distinct.
Okay, Pepitone.
Oh, well,
obviously.
anybody can do.
Okay, forget it. Anybody can do Pepitone.
Anybody can do Pepitone. You just gotta yell.
What about Tug Liss? Honestly, what if seriously? What if I thought, honestly and seriously, what if I was here with David Cross and I thought it would be a good, and I finished my water. What if I thought, What if honest to God, I swear to George Carlin, I finished the water and I thought, oh, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna leave. What if I thought that was good television? What if I would thought that? I know that's not how it is. I know it's not. But what if I thought that? But what if I did it anyway? And I know it's not good. But what if I fucking did it?
Do you know Todd Glass? I should get him on the show when next time I'm out in LA. But Todd opened for me on the Bigger and Blacker tour, and he.
About this.
I told you about this thing.
I don't remember what it was though.
So he had a bit, and it was we've now come full circle because it was about those infomercials, and it was about the. It was either Blender or the ShamWow.
All the things you could do with it.
Yeah, so he would do the thing. He was like, the ShamWow, you can wipe up spills, you can wipe up water, and he would do it for about 20 seconds, and it was funny, And then he'd go, "It's a fucking towel," whatever. And I said I would give him $1,000 cash if he could do a run for 2 minutes. And I'm going to time it. I sat off stage and I timed it. I would have my phone, and it would start. And he'd look over, and I'd hit start on the stopwatch, and then he would go, "You can clean up your blood." And he would just go, "Insects, go to your car, da da da." And he would just go on and on. The audience liked it.
And on, yeah.
And then he would stop, and he'd look over, and I'd shake my head like, "No." That was a minute 21, and I'd tell him afterwards, and then. Maybe after 12 or 13 times, he finally did it.
He hit the 2 minutes.
He hit the 2 minute mark, and he was so excited. I was like, "You got it!" Yeah. And I gave him.
You can clean up orange juice. You can clean up grapefruit juice.
Yeah.
You can clean up a grapefruit that you squeeze.
Yeah. Oh, and you just have to.
You can wipe away blood, piss, cum.
On the inside of a glass, on the outside of a glass. Go to your shower. He just had to think of all these things. Your toilet basin, your toilet itself, the lid, the underside of the lid, the shower curtain. Go outside. Do the tile. Do your tires.
I remember him.
Children.
He used to do a bit around the same time where he would go. He was talking about Martha Stewart type cooking shows, and he would go, "And I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do it at my place, and I realize I can't. I don't have bowls of pre-made shit laying around."
Who else?
Okay, we're in
distinctive.
Fuck, do I do?
You do
I
Sarah
forgot.
Silverman?
Not
She's
really.
a distinct voice.
Never.
Maria Bamford. I'm not asking you to try to. Just if you do it, like Patton, Doug Benson.
Okay, so Patton, I have before, but none of this is in my prepared remarks, David. Okay, so Patton Oswalt. It's better if I'm standing, but it's like. I don't know.
You got this down.
Blurgly gurgle burgle blurgleberg. It's just hunched. I don't know what to say about it. Okay. I'm out here on the.
I don't want to put you. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Okay, here's one. I remember one time I came back to LAX, and they had a sign up that said it was like a TSA, a Homeland Security sign up in the baggage claim area that were like. The Los Angeles International Airport Homeland Security Facility is run by our local chief, Lieutenant Bill Hicks. And I was
wow.
you're not allowed to have a Homeland Security guy named Bill Hicks. Yeah. That to me was too much. So I was imagining it was like, "Hey, you, you ignorant, pig-faced fucks have entered a fucking police state."
Wow. Oh man, I could fucking listen to this all day. This is great.
Well, I got to get to JFK. Want to give me a ride?
I have another guest coming in 24 minutes.
It's Mark Maron.
It's Mark who's been listening.
Yeah.
He wants to address all of these things.
This is the new gimmick of the show is that you pit people against each other.
Hey, you know who? What I'm doing? I think tomorrow, actually. I am doing. Yes, it's seriously. I'm doing Jim Brewer's podcast because he reached out to me, which I thought was really smart and cool.
David, we gotta talk.
Yeah, well, I said some shit about him. he confronted me with it,
And
which
you're
he
gonna.
no. Well, I mean, it's
together.
going to be
I know. I meant
adults.
like you're gonna like, dude. What's
Yeah.
up, dude? You guys are like fucking talented over there.
So we're going to talk about it, and I think that was really cool of him to reach out, and I'll tell him as much. And because I did say, I don't remember what it was, I just said some offhanded, kind of cheap comment, and then he confronted me with it. I don't even know what he was talking about at first, but I could imagine it. And this was years ago, years and years and years ago. We were both backstage somewhere.
Oh, this is from years ago.
Years
This
and
is
years
the
ago.
origin of this.
And then he's like, yeah, come on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, great. So I'm excited to do that. That's tomorrow.
Wow,
on his
you're really
podcast.
sewing up all conflicts.
I'd like to. I mean, yeah, why not? I just find it interesting. Like, I did
Right before the assassination, David had really he put to bed all rivalries. It was
before I assassinated somebody.
okay, if that's how you need to.
A long time ago, The Believer, magazine. It's great.
Magazine was that a
Believer.
McSweeney's magazine?
Yeah. The Believer contacted me from this fan, a writer who was a fan of mine. He wanted to write this nice thing about me, and I said, okay, but only if we do it with somebody who hates me. And I want somebody who hates me to write about me.
Where it's
and
like
then,
the celebrity thing where you interview each other or something?
No. So the guy who was a big fan interviewed me, but I was like, as long as there's like a counterpoint where somebody who, because there are a lot of people who do not like me.
Sure.
Like they really don't. I rub them the wrong way for various reasons, which I understand. My wife, don't care for me or my humor.
Right.
And I was like, let's just juxtapose it. And there's an issue out there somewhere. I have it somewhere in my office, but it's really pretty cool. It's like a guy who does not like me, doesn't like my stand-up, juxtaposed with somebody.
And it's a literate, like well-spoken guy who doesn't like your stand-up.
Yes.
So he has references.
Good writers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not just some like rumbling idiot.
No, and
I didn't like him because he's small.
excuse you?
I didn't like him because he's small.
I'm not. What do you mean small?
Well, I'm a big boy over here. You come around here, you're doing your stuff. Come on, I don't like any of that stuff.
I don't like come from a small mouth.
I would love it if that's
pipsqueak.
If that's how he wrote the article. That was the counterpoint that you curated.
No, it was they were both writers, good writers, and I just found that more interesting than just.
Is it? I want to see the high level like New Yorker magazine style critic who doesn't like you with a bow tie, who's like, "Is it not time that we cross off our David Cross?"
Clever
Yes,
stuff. Yes.
One wrestles with the legacy of Mr. Show. You see,
Is it tainted by what came afterwards?
this guy is the taint. Okay.
One of the things that irritates me the most is when there's an article or somebody does an interview with you and it's all about them. It's all about the writer, how clever the writer is, and like reviewers do that as well, where it's like, look how clever I am.
Yeah, I don't want anything more than just a summary of facts. I want just an info box. That's the kind of writing I want done about me.
Well, but also when I read something, I don't want to read the right. When I'm reading a review of a movie, I'm like, oh, should I see this or not? And
Well, once you figure out the trick of journalism, sometimes there will be like some article, and the headline is like, Kamala Harris doing very well in Texas. And then they'll have the delayed lead. And so I have this automatic thing now where I'm like, bullshit paragraph.
Yeah.
When you read, you can really just read 2 paragraphs and get the whole story.
This has happened with The Guardian when they've reviewed several of the last handful of things I've done, where because of the headline, like it gets 3 out of 5 stars, right? And because of the headline, I'm like, oh, they didn't like it. And then you read it and you're like, well, it was a good review, but if I would not have known that if I didn't read it.
Right.
It just sounds like they were like, meh.
Have you done the Edinburgh Fringe?
No.
I hated it so much.
That's a young man's game, man. I can't,
I
would have been great earlier, but.
It's what made me old then, because
Yeah,
you're forced, as an American, I'm like, oh, the press is nothing. They're not even human beings. I don't afford them human rights. But in England, they're like, or I should say in Britain, because it's in Scotland, actually.
Right.
They're like, well, you've got to bow down, and you've got to really care. And
to the journal. Wait.
Yeah. Like the journalists, you really have to like submit to their interviews, and they'll give you a bad review, but you've got to publish it. If they give you a bad review, you've got to repost it. And like they do, like I have this instinct of like, no, I don't want to do an interview with someone before they've reviewed the thing, because it's an easy jujitsu move where they give you unguarded, and then they go only 2 stars, and I'm like, you can see it coming a mile away, and they're like, no, but you've got to do that because you're American. It's a ritual. They love it.
They love it.
They love it.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely
it's
brilliant.
So wonderful to do.
Yeah, and it's all there. People, somebody might be like, "That's not the Scottish accent." I'm talking about London journalists.
Yeah, London journalists
and
coming
like,
up.
Also
arts journalists.
Also wrong accent.
Well, James, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm enjoying this conversation. We can continue.
It was great. I close every episode with a question.
Sure.
From my daughter. All right, she's 7. Okay.
Is she sending you the bing bong sound effects?
Oh no! That's just that's my ringtone or alert tone. That's anybody who texts me or whatever.
I see.
And I leave it on for the show because it's funny.
Yeah.
Mildly entertaining. And mildly is it's in italics. It's not really. It's less than.
I should do more of that kind of. I need a soundboard for my alerts. That's a good idea. I'm gonna some Tex Avery sounds.
I had to go do jury duty upstate where I'm registered and everything, and I sat there, and there was they're winnowing everybody down, and somebody, and they said it like 7 times, turn your cell phones to silent, don't bring your, you can't look, whatever. And over and over again, this person's like, it was just some wacky, like, and like, ma'am, or sir, whoever, please.
The judge is like, once again, we'd like to make sure that everybody who's a potential panelist on this case is capable of judging impartially an aggravated murder.
Do you do an impression of me?
No.
Okay. All right. Here's the question from my daughter. James Adomian, why do cheese grits stick to metal?
Good question.
Why do cheese grits
And how old was she? 9?
7.
7. How old? That's a good question for a 7-year-old. Advanced. Why?
I made cheese grits, and she knows that she's got to eat them pretty quickly, or it starts getting congealed. And
they are hell on earth to do the dishes afterwards.
Yes, they are.
And that's the right food to make. The answer is I don't know.
On a cold morning. Oof,
sure.
Get a big belly of cheese grits.
This is Georgia. That's true.
Good food.
North Georgia cheese grits. I like them a little saltier and cheesier than you would get at like Waffle House, for example.
Same here.
Yeah.
I never went for some people do maple syrup, but I like a little hot sauce. Not too much. A little bit of hot sauce and some salt and butter. Yeah.
It's very good. I love grits. You can't get them in LA, but I got to make it at home. But yes, cheese grits stuck to the pot. Sometimes you have to surrender and just be like, this pot has a ring of cheese grits around it now, and I'll just kind of scrub around it.
I refuse. So you make cheese grits? Yeah,
but I put the cheese in at the very end. I don't cook it with the cheese in.
No, so do I.
Okay.
No, you get the grits going, and I'm talking like instant grits. It's like school day kind of thing. And And
Happy morning grits.
and then I get the grits going. And at the very, very end is when you add the cheese and you
Right.
mix it up, and then you serve it immediately. And as soon as it's cool enough to eat, you
You have it with an egg?
Not for her.
Have it with a fried egg.
Oh, I love all that shit.
Yummy,
I'll put
yummy.
crumble bacon in there or breakfast sausage.
This is a good dad. to
Jimmy
have.
Dean sausage.
Jimmy Dean. He made the switch from okay country musician to
Yeah, he found his thing.
primo sausage guy.
Yeah, to killing and grinding pigs up.
Big John.
All right.
I don't have an
James.
answer for why. All I know is just embrace that the cheese grits stick to the side of the metal.
Okay.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Been fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a Headgum podcast.